Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm Leo from SGS Hong Kong, and I'm technical manager in SGS, and I focus on sustainability solution development, like for more than 8 years, 9 years. So today I will share with you like sustainability and traceability. So I believe all of you may heard about many stuff about sustainability, but the concept about sustainability, but how can we achieve it? So today I will use 20 minutes to show you why it's important to be traceable, how you can do that, and what information you need to trace. Right. So it's the definition of traceability. Actually, it's the ability to like trace the history, application of your product and material. Okay. So actually, in in simple word, it's tracing the origin of your product. Okay, tracing the origin of your product and material. That where you buy it, where you source it, where you process it, where you produce it, through every step of the supply chain. Okay, and when we say about traceability, actually transparency is very, very important too, because transparency means your supplier will share the information with you. Okay, but if they share the information with you, it must be true and verified, right? Otherwise, means nothing about the information. So why it is so important to us for traceability? At least many laws here, you can keep it a record, or you can mark it down because they are all upcoming law that may affect the industry, because you need to collect many information and then you have to disclose it. If you're a buyer, you need to comply with the law. If you're a supplier, T1, T2, T3, T4 supplier, your client, your buyer will ask you about this kind of information. So you can see the law in the blue color is more related to the disclosure rule regulation of listed company. So we go to the second point, what information we need to trace. There are so many information available. Do we need to know our supplier, the record pay of the supplier, what we need to trace? So I divided into 3 circles. The first one, supplier mapping. I believe most of you are already doing supplier mapping. Means you know about the location of your supplier, who are you working with, and you are collecting certificate from your supplier, like social audit certificate like SA8000 or SMACTA, CDEX, web, some certificate like that. It's very beginning step, I can say, supplier mapping. And why it's so important? You can see the second point, AGEC, is the France directive, France anti-waste law that require if you import a product to France, you need to label where, for example, for a textile product, for clothing, there are 3 stages you need to label the location. The first step, where you weaving, kneading your fabric, where is it? And the second step, where you're dyeing the product. And the third, where you making the product, means you need to label the garment manufacturer's location on the product. It's the requirement of France anti-waste law. So I believe many laws are coming that require you to show the origin of your product to the client, like EU, maybe Canada, maybe China. In the future, you need to know exactly the location of the product you source, process, and produce. So, okay, when you complete the supply mapping, the second step, you need to know your product journey. Means first, for every PO, for every style, you need to have the BOM, and then you need to know about the location you source, the material, and the content, because we always make claim, sustainability claim on product, like recycle, how many recycled cotton we use, how many recycled polyester we use in our product. But you have to substantiate your claim, right? So this one of the way to substantiate your claim. So you have BOM, you have different, you know about every single element, origin, content, and then maybe you can make a recycle claim, you can make a bio-based claim, or in the future, maybe if all of your supplier have a good chemical management system, maybe you can claim like our product is free of some harmful substances, something like that. So the third one is about the supply chain impact. Okay, supply chain impact. I use the dotted line because I believe not many of us are collecting this kind of information. There are so many elements like climate, maybe water and marine resources, natural resources use, biodiversity, ecosystem, something like that. I do not create the term of it. I capture it from the law. You can see at the bottom, it's CSRD, is about the Sustainability Reporting Directive. Okay, they set up a standard that require the listed company or large company to disclose this kind of information to the consumer. So in case the buyer need to, disclose this kind of information, I believe the buyer will ask you to give them the information. All right. So you can see there is a financial risk. Financial risk means there is an upcoming law in California and of course European. They require the company need to know about the extreme weather, like the storm in Hong Kong, signal 10 storm, and flood. Some extreme weather, will it affect your business? And if it does affect your business, how you deal with it is about the financial risk disclosure. So please start to understand your supplier impact. Not only your factories. Maybe if I'm a tier 1 supplier, maybe I am doing some audit about wastewater management, energy use, something like that. Of course, you need to do that, right? I have to measure, calculate our carbon footprint, right? But we need to net our T3 supplier. We need to net our upstream supplier to know that they need to provide this kind of information to us too. Because you need to get ready, right? In case in the future, I can say in future 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, your client must ask you this kind of information. If you can do that, you are very, very, very good supplier for them, because it's very difficult for a buyer, to T0 buyer, to do this traceability by themselves. They rely on you. They rely on T1. T1 rely on your T2, T3 supplier. So if you get ready, you're very competitive in the market. So, okay, so I just show you what information we need to trace. So how can we do that? It seems very difficult, right? So many information I have to collect. So how can we do that? So the first one, digital platform. Actually, there's so many digital platforms available in the market. And they can divide into two types. Cloud-based means a database to store the data. And the second one is blockchain. Blockchain means they use blockchain technology to make the transaction record cannot be cannot be changed. Right. So some of the platform may be bundled to concept, or maybe bundled with some verification tracer technique to make sure the traceability. So, but I can see one. I can see we cannot find a one platform solution right now. They always focus. Maybe some platform will focus on the supply chain mapping. Maybe some platform will focus on the impact checking, like collecting carbon data, for example. And some platform will focus on waste tracking. And some platform will focus on product passport. Product passport is not a new word because in the European, the upcoming law, they require the product need to have a digital passport. The digital passport may be a QR code when the consumer shopping in the store, and then when they scan the QR code, they will see the origin of the product. They can see the content of the product. They can see if the supplier in the supply chain have social compliance, like do they have forced labor, something like that. They can use the digital passport to showcase the sustainability to the consumer, to choose, to compare which product is better, right? So I believe many digital platform will add more element into their platform to let you collect all the information in one platform. But up to now, I cannot see one perfect platform right now. So depends on what you are doing and what are missing. You can refer to the three circle that I show you, what information you are tracking and what information you're not tracking right now. So you can select the correct digital platform. So the second one, the verification. In the beginning, I said that transparency is very important. Transparency not only means you can access the information, right? The information must be true and verified. Right? So verification is very common to do that. Actually, verification most likely is based on document checking, like the invoice, PO, transaction record, something like that. And you can do it off-site or on-site. Off-site means you submit the document to the verifier, or you upload the document to a digital platform so that the verifier can check and verify the record. And if you sometimes the buyer may, doing some due diligence process, they may assign some inspector or auditor to on-site audit, on-site verify the information, like to go to the warehouse to see if they report the true things to you, like how many chemicals they use, but you cannot see this chemical, or they have 1,000 tons of chemical use, but they just only report like 20 type of chemical use. So for the on-site verification, you need a global network partner to support you. So the third one, I use dotted line because it's, I can say, a new innovation technique that can support to eliminate the workload of the verification process. Is tracer. There's 3 types of tracers. You can choose it, depends on the material you want to use. The first one is forensic tracer. Forensic tracers means you don't need to add anything to your product, to your material. It's already in the material, like cotton, like most likely is for natural fiber because we study the isotope, we study the DNA, so that we can know about the origin of the product. Because in different location, when the cotton grows, maybe there are some isotope differences. So we study the isotope. The second one, additive tracer. Additive tracers means you add something to the product. Maybe you can add something to the cotton fiber. Maybe you can add something in your fabric. Maybe you can add something in your trims component. So it means the flexibility is better because you can choose which supplier you want to add the additive. And it's not limited to the natural fiber. It can be used on polyester. It can be used for synthetic material. Right? So there are some examples of adaptive tracer, synthetic DNA, fluorescent optical fingerprint. There's some technique you can, when you search adaptive tracer, you can find a lot. So, and the third one is tag. Tag means NFC, RFID, scan the code. It's most of the time it will be used for when you the whole log of material, for example, are recycled. But in case your product is 50% recycled cotton and 50% polyester, it's difficult to use tag technique because tag means a tag attached on the package, right? It means the whole log is sustainable material. So depends on your need, you can choose different technique. Because when you use tracer, you don't need to go on-site verification every time. Because you add the additive, at the end you can find the verifier. You can find a testing lab to identify the tracer, to confirm the origin, to confirm that the material is from that supplier. So this is the end of my slide. Actually, this 6 circle is just the example, and but very important key elements to achieve sustainability. But when I mention traceability, it's the ability to trace the information, right? The first step, if you trace the information so that you can identify what are missing, what you're not doing well, what the gap between your company and sustainability, so that you can improve, to make some improvement on it. So that's the concept of sustainability. So thank you all of your time. Yeah, that's all of my presentation.